what's up, everyone? How you doing? It's Phil Wilkins, host of the BYA podcast and founder of BYA Every Day. I am so excited about today's topic and really look forward to digging into this episode and helping you grow past your comfort zones. How often are you thinking about a project and you keep thinking about it, but yet you never move on it, right? And opportunity is just passing you by. Well, today we're going to get into it a little bit and really kind of help you take that next step and really get to that next level as a result of taking dynamic action. But first, I want to thank our sponsor, Attaboy Vans. Attaboy Vans is just doing a really great job of increasing accessibility and exceeding expectations. And I get the pleasure of introducing many of my clients to Attaboy. And every time they are just doing a great job. They're operators and they understand what operators need. And so if you are looking for vans and transporting a lot of people, reach out to me and let me connect you to the fine folks at Attaboy. Okay? Attaboy, thank you once again. So we're going to start off this episode and I'm going to ask you, do you have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? And you know, the fixed mindset is I'm kind of stuck in my ways. I've been there. I've done that. We've always done it this way. I'm afraid to take that chance. I'm afraid to take that next step. That is a fixed mindset, right? That is a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. Hey, I see an opportunity and I'm willing to take action and I'm willing to go for it, right? How do we do this? How do we improve this? How do we get it to the next level? That's a growth mindset. And you know what? You could be anywhere on the spectrum at any given time. You know, you roll off of a bad experience or whatever, you get beat up a little bit and you're like, I need to just kind of chill. Or, you know, you're young, you're youthful, and you see a whole world of opportunity in front of you and you're like, let's go for it. Let's go. I've been there. I am there. I'm kind of somewhere in between right now, but I'm excited about it. And you know what? I'm going to teach you how to move forward when you're stuck. So let's get into it. You know, there's a little bit of research on this. As a matter of fact, not a little bit, a lot. Harvard Business Review did a little research study, 2017, and found that people who had a growth mindset and were really like sought out challenges had 23% more success than those coworkers that remained in that fixed kind of conservative space. So employees who sought out additional responsibility, they ended up being about 23%, enjoyed 23% more career advancement than their peers. In addition, those folks were about 20% happier with their career and life choices. So I think, you know, having that growth mindset and that optimistic view can really benefit you in many, many ways. And so I think that's something very positive. I'm going to share with you some examples of my own life and just where taking action recently really kind of propelled me to take additional steps in even non-related areas, but I felt myself growing as a result. You know, a few weeks ago, I was talking to my coach and she's like, hey, listen, I want you to really push yourself and do more podcasts like you saw last week where I had the BYA blue shirt on. This week I'm rocking the gray. But she's like, I want you to do individual podcasts where you are the one who's kind of leading the discussion versus having a guest. You need to do more of that. And I'm like, you know, I'm not really comfortable with that, but I'm cool with it. I know I can do it, but it's not something that I thought I would always be interviewing people. And she's like, nah, dude, like you need to do more. So, so here I am. I wasn't really comfortable. I did that podcast and I got a lot of good feedback. And so now I'm a little more comfortable doing the next one, right? But I think the other side is it spurred additional activity that I really was not even thinking, you know, I would take. Give you an example. I have a patio. And let me first preface it by saying this. I have a patio. I'm not happy with it. The previous owner had like these cinder cement blocks in it and kind of created a patio. I don't know if they used a liner or anything like that. And weeds were kind of popping up between it. And it was just kind of an eyesore. And I kept looking at it, I'm like, I've got to replace that. But I'm not really trying to tackle it because, truth be told, I am not handy. Not handy at all. I do not know. Put me in a sporting goods store, and I know my way around the sporting goods store. Put me in a workout place, I know how to work around that. Put me in a hardware store, oh, it's game's over. I have no business being there. But I go to Home Depot on Saturday. Last weekend, I was kind of unsupervised, home alone, and I go to Home Depot with the intent not to start the project, but with the intent to price it. Fixed mentality. I'm going to price it. I'm going to walk around. So I had this guy, the attendant in the store, and he was very helpful. Great guy. He walked me around the store, kind of showing me the different products that I would need, where they were, and I was doing that because I didn't want to appear like, I didn't know what the heck I was doing, or where I was. And if I had to come back, I can ask an intelligent question about what I needed. I had no clue. I mean, absolutely no clue. But I asked this guy, and he was helpful. And then I'm sitting there, pricing out everything and kind of getting the running total in my mind. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, you know what? You're doing exactly what you talk about. You are sitting here and with a fixed mindset, you are not taking chances. You are not taking risk. You are not taking action. And you are going to look at that patio 3 months from now, and you're going to still be pissed off because nothing had changed. And it was like literally that moment I just said, we're doing it. Let's get the cart and let's just do this, right? And so I bought all this stuff, and I made a ton of mistakes. I could tell you. I mean, I don't, make no bones about it. I made a lot of mistakes, but I went to YouTube University. I went to ChatGPT, and I figured it out. And you know what? It worked out pretty well. Now, what might take you 5 hours to do, it took me 2 days. And I had a lot of stiffness and soreness afterwards because I didn't have any help. But I did it. And you know what happened? I felt really good about it. And it encouraged me and it inspired me so much that I began to take action on other projects that I had been thinking about. I had been thinking about, I need to do more webinars or something like that for prospective clients on the changes that are occurring with Medicaid or, whatever else. I've been thinking about that for months because I know, with each administration, there's going to be some changes. And as an operator or, a franchisee or a transportation provider, you want to be ahead of the curve. And I knew that from my business experience. And I'm like, I need to do something. I kept waiting for other people and it never happened. It never happened. And so finally I just was like, we're going to do it. And I booked it and I did it and recorded. And I was like, cool, and I had to use a new website and everything, a new Zoom thing and all that kind of stuff. I'm not a real techie person either, as you could tell. But at the end of the day, it got done. I took action, right? And so when you get to that point where it's like, I need to take action, the results, that bounce back when you begin to do that, it's just mind blowing. As a result of that project, that webinar that I did, I picked up two clients just like that. And so it's like, man, I got to put myself out there more. I mean, that's what the lesson learned. And I've got to push myself past what I think is, would be comfortable. What's uncomfortable for me. I've got to push myself past that comfort zone because that's where the stretch is. That's where the opportunity is. And that's where the growth is. And so, don't, when it comes time to taking action, or, thinking about a project, do your research, do your homework, and then take action. Definitely take action because it does pay off. And it will just catapult you to different levels. And if you do that consistently, and you're not under great stress. And I think that's really key. If you can do it consistently when you are not under great stress, you are going to have massive results. I think when you do it under great stress, it takes it away because you may not have thought it all through very clearly. But when you can do it in a controlled manner, I think controlled growth is what you want. And so I just, I'm a big believer. If you've got a plan, if you've got something that you really want to achieve in life, take action and push past your comfort zones. And if you do it consistently, you are going to grow tremendously. BYA, everyone. Make sure you check out our sponsors, Attaboy Vans. Also, do me a favor. If you like this episode, please hit subscribe, leave a comment. That's how we grow it. That's how we expand our reach. And really appreciate you. Share it. And good luck. BYA. Build your assets and bust your ass every single day. We'll talk to you soon.